Alpha Mindset, a guide for men. How to build self-confidence, dream big, overcome fear, and build better relationships. Written by John Winters, narrated by Russell Newton. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus. A lot of people talk about what they're going to do, but very few follow through on those words. Talking is easy, but following through on what you said is not easy. Unfortunately, the level of mediocrity among men has created a general impression that most men are just talkers. It also exposes the reality that very few men have real substance in the words they use when they communicate with the world. As humans, we like to think that we're rational, but most of the time we act on our emotions. We allow our emotions and past conditioning to steer us in a way that leads to unhappiness and failure. Unfortunately, this way of living life leads to men making bad decisions that hurt them long term. It leads to long-term unhappiness and men living far below their potential. Men don't have the luxury of being careless in life. We need to step up, take control, and get things done. Unfortunately, we live in a world that encourages mediocrity. It encourages men to blend into the group and just be normal. Men are told to just be themselves. This has created a world where a lot of men have lost touch with what they are and what they are capable of. Men have lost touch with an ancient story that runs through their veins. Men fail to recognize that the body they live in is the same body our ancestors lived in hundreds of thousands of years ago. Yes, the world around us has changed. There has been a population explosion, and most people live in the cities. The problem is our brains didn't evolve to function in modern societies with millions of people. Our brains evolved to live in small groups and villages. This modern reality has led to many advances and advantages, but it has also led to modern problems and challenges. One of the big problems is that men have lost touch with who they are and lost touch with their true potential. Men find it hard to overcome the overwhelming combination of modern culture and technology. This book is not going to be about what happened to society. This book is about how you can reconnect with your full potential as a man. It's about building a powerful alpha mindset so you can go after anything you want, overcome any obstacle, and create the life you want. This book is not a magic pill. This book is a guide for you to take the necessary steps so you can live the life of your dreams. You will have to do the hard work to get the results you want, but you will have a guide to get you where you want to go. Most personal development books only tell you about certain steps to take to improve your condition. My philosophy is different in the sense that I'm encouraging you to embrace the philosophy and become the person you want to be. Don't just think and talk about it. Actually become what you want to be. Embody it. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this book, too many people talk but don't walk the walk. So I hope you embrace the philosophy in this book so you can see real transformation in your life. Building a powerful alpha mindset will give you a new framework to see the world and get as much as you can from your time on this planet. So, take the first step to transform your life. See you on the other side. So, you purchased this book because you think it might improve your current life condition, because you think it might help you start winning in life. The truth is that you can start improving your life right now, right here, in this moment, by making a choice. A choice to change your life. It's a conscious choice. People think that mindset is just a feel-good idea. They think it's something people just talk about. They think it's just something that makes people feel better about themselves. The truth is that there is nothing more important than your mindset. The irony is that most people spend almost zero time working on their own minds. The reality is to raise your quality of life, you have to take conscious control over your mind. Your mindset will make or break you in this life or the next. When it comes to winning and success, there is a starting point that is not negotiable. The starting point is the decision to win. Stop whatever you're doing. Go, sit down, take a deep breath. You just decide. Decide that you will win in this life. You make that choice. That is it. What follows this decision is you taking the actions needed to get the results no matter what. Start approaching life like an artist. Start creating your life. You need to take control of your mind. The most powerful goal-seeking machine in the known universe is the human brain. Start analyzing your psychology, your habits, your actions, your diet, your job, your relationships, your business, and everything else in your life. Then realize that you created all of that. Whether it was consciously or unconsciously, you created it. Winning doesn't come automatically. You made the decision, and now the hard work starts. What will your platform be for your mission? Will you start a business or become part of a company? Will you do some kind of professional job like a doctor or engineer? Whatever your mission is, it must be based on the objective of being the best in whatever you do. For now, just think about it. We'll go into this idea in more detail later. Financially independent. Your mission must include getting wealthy. It doesn't matter what your mission is. You need money, and lots of it. To live life on your terms, you need financial stability and freedom. Your mindset is key to becoming financially independent. You need to create an environment in your life that is primarily focused on your mission. Everything must be aligned with your decision to win in this game of life. This includes building systems and structures in your life. These structures must include the following. 1. Mindset. Mindset work should be your priority. Everything else will follow if you get this right. Make this your starting point, a decision that you will start winning. You will find a way to win. You must find any excuse to win and keep on winning. It must become a habit for you to win, just like it's a habit for many people to lose. Your way of thinking must be observed, improved, and mastered. What you think, you become. We'll talk about this more in later chapters. 2. Environment. You must create an environment in your life that is aligned with your vision and goals. Cut out people holding you back and all negative influences. This means spending less time or cutting out people that don't have your best interests at heart. You must read, learn, listen, and keep improving yourself. You must be a learning machine. You have to turn your mental and physical environment into a place that is totally aligned with your mission. What you read and listen to, you become. What you surround yourself with, you will become. 3. Your body. Everything in life is connected. Your mind cannot function at its peak potential if you don't take care of your body. Your body is your vehicle, and you must turn your body into your powerful servant. The stronger and healthier you are, the better quality of life you will have. Consistently exercising and eating healthy will fuel you to go above and beyond to reach your goals. The more you exercise, the better you feel. 4. Your fuel. You need to fuel your body with healthy, nutrient-dense food. Limit anything from a box and a plastic bag. You don't need anything fancy or complex. Just eat stuff that comes from an animal or from the soil. All you need is meat, vegetables, butter, and some whey protein. That's it. To optimize your health, get some high-quality supplements. Not all supplements are equal, so if you do supplement, get quality supplements. 5. Adapt. Things will happen in your life. Things will not always go as you plan them. It's called life. Things go wrong. The important thing is how you react. The key is to be flexible. Darwin famously said the species that survive are the ones that are most adaptable. So adapt to your environment. Make it work. You must find a way to win. 6. Consistency. Whatever it is you're doing, you must be consistent. Every action you take in your life must be consistent. In business, fitness, relationships, or anything else, be consistent. Consistency is one of the biggest deciding factors of winning and losing. Being consistent is key. Be consistent with the right things. Do things that matter, and do them consistently. 7. Be relentless. Become the guy that's always in the game. Never give up. Always keep moving forward. Become that guy that always comes back. When everyone thinks you're done, you get up again. Keep on pounding that punching bag relentlessly and don't stop. Become absolutely, relentlessly focused on your mission. Don't let anything stop you. If a wall appears in front of you, then build a door. Whatever happens to you, keep going. If you can't walk, then crawl. If you can't crawl, then get someone to carry you, but keep going. People will try and stop you. This will happen when you decide to change your ways and start winning. They'll ask you why you are different. Smile, walk away, and get back to what you are doing. When you make the decision to win, you will be different. You made a decision and you made a mindset shift. You're starting to see the truth. And the truth is that everything is your responsibility. The truth is that you must build your life brick by brick, starting with your mind. It's called personal development. If you want to develop yourself, start with your mind. If you want to win, then build your mindset on the foundation of a decision to win. Nothing in your life happens by chance. Nothing in your life happens by chance. All the things that look like an accident were all put in motion by the oldest law in the universe. This law has a name: cause and effect. Your life and my life and everything in this universe are governed by cause and effect. For example, if you go to a casino and see someone roll the dice and you think it's by chance that it landed a certain way, you're wrong. There were cause and effect forces at play. Things we can't see and comprehend as humans. For example, the pressure of the hands, the speed of the hands, the humidity in the room, speed of flight through the air. It's the same with your life. The first member of your distant family, thousands of years ago, decided to go after a certain female. And the end result is that you are here right now reading these words. It's all a chain of events based on certain cause and effect events. Yes, we don't have control over all these cause and effect actions, but there are many we can control, or at least influence. Being conscious of this cause and effect at play everywhere gives you the power. Being objective exposes your own weaknesses. Looking objectively at your life, ask yourself this question: are you the cause, or are you the effect? Most people are largely being steered by outside forces and influences. If you're the cause in your life, it means you are in control. It means you know there are powerful universal laws at play at all times, and you learn that you should get control and be the cause. If you're not the cause, you'll get swept away and be the effect. You become the cause by studying and evaluating your own life. You must investigate how you are being influenced by outside forces that are steering you in directions that you want to avoid. For example, you watch TV every day for hours, and the influence of a specific TV show is steering your mind in a certain direction. You're at university or at a company surrounded by a certain group of people that don't have your best interests at heart, and they are influencing you by what they say and the way they act. You haven't exercised for months, maybe even years, and your body is deteriorating. You haven't read a book since high school, so you're being left behind intellectually. You haven't eaten a healthy, nutritious meal in years, so your body is open to infection and disease. You watch mainstream news every day, so your mind is negative and fearful. You react to things with emotion and without thinking. This leads to bad decisions in your life. You're working in a dead-end job that leads you to being unhappy. You listen to toxic music every day that makes you depressed. You let people treat you badly, which makes you feel bad about yourself. You use toxic soap and deodorant for 20 years, and this leads to you compromising your health. The many possible chains of events are infinite. What does all this mean? It means every action, no matter how small, has a reaction. For example, someone will say, "I can't lose weight. I've tried everything, but it doesn't work." But if you go and examine this person's life, you realize they drink 5 cafe lattes every day with 3 teaspoons of sugar in every cup. That's 15 teaspoons of sugar every day. So the cause is always there if you look closely. What this means is that you have the power to influence the outcome in your life. If you can identify your most important cause and effect actions in your life, then you can change them. You can change them in a way that causes you to get the outcome you want. If you do this, you take control. That means you can create and design habits that set a chain of cause and effect events into play that creates the outcomes that you want. The biggest problem is that most people have habits that they're not even aware of having. They're not aware that they're getting fat and unhealthy because of the food they eat every single day. They're not aware that they're wasting and poisoning their minds and life by watching hours of TV every day. They're not aware that consistent drinking every weekend is causing the depression and chaos in the week that follows. They're not aware of the massive power of the law of cause and effect. Everything in the universe we live in gets noticed by the energy field we operate in. This means all the actions you take get noticed by this energy field. Cause and effect can't be avoided or hidden. Cause and effect are not limited to the physical world that you see around you. The way you think sets the same law into motion and has even more powerful effects. If you consistently think about bad things happening, then the effects of those thoughts over weeks and months and even years will be seen. If you consistently think negatively, the negative effects will be seen. But the opposite's also true. If you change the way you think, you'll see the opposite. Empowering thoughts will change the effects. The way you think about yourself consistently also sets the law of cause and effect into motion. If you constantly think you're not good enough, then guess what? The effect is that you will not be good enough. But if you consistently think that you are good enough, then you will be good enough. As a Man Thinketh is not just a book title, it's the way the human mind works. What you consistently think, you become. So the law is present everywhere in the universe. You can see it, both in the physical and mental planes. Where does this leave you? It leaves you in a position of control. But you only get control if you choose to consciously take control. Take control of the way you think. Take control of your actions consistently and see your world change for the good. Or don't, and see the effects happening around you. So you have a choice. Take control or just drift down the invisible stream of time until you wake up in a place without knowing how you got there. You have 2 weapons. You'll have 2 weapons to take back control of your mind and take your life to the next level. The first is your self-discipline. The second is your will. How badly do you want that dream life? Your willpower will guide you there. The will is that beautiful unseen force that pushes you beyond all expectations. That force creates momentum. That force creates everything you ever wanted. If you allow your will to grow, then you can transform your reality. How do you grow your will? You get a clear picture in your mind of the life you want to live and the person you want to become, and you go after that with everything you have. You remember the pain from the past. You use that pain and let it push you. You remember the life vision you have for yourself, and you let it push you. You let your will grow into a lion. Then you will go above and beyond the forces that are trying to stop you. You'll go above and beyond your own limitations, and you push forward. But before you can create all this, you must answer the most important question: who are you becoming? No one is coming to save you. How's your life right now? Good? Average? Or bad? Is your back against the wall? Do you hate your life? Do you hate your job? Do you hate the relationship you're in? Do you hate the fact that you struggle to meet women? Do you hate all your credit card debt? Do you hate being overweight and fat? Do you hate being weak? Are you waiting for someone to save you? If you're waiting for that, then stop, because I have some bad news. Nobody's coming to save you. There's no one coming to give you a hug or a pat on the back. The brutal truth is you are alone in this world. This is the truth. Friends, family, girlfriends are not there to guide you. You are there to guide them. If you want to walk like a lion, you need to accept the reality of a lion. A male lion walks alone. He must face life's battles alone first. You must lead. Other people have their own problems, their own lives to take care of. So if you're looking for a hug or someone to come and save you, then know this. If you're reading these words, the chances are good that you're in the darkness right now. Maybe you're not aware that you are alone in the darkness, or maybe you just realized it. The fact that you get born alone and die alone might come as a shock to you, or it might be a liberation. It could be your savior. It could be the spark that liberates you from the mental shackles that are holding you back. Why will this liberate you? It liberates you when you stop blaming other people, other events. It liberates you when you stop procrastinating. It liberates you when you stop complaining, bitching, and looking for sympathy. It liberates you when you stop waiting for a pat on the back. It liberates you when you stop. And then something beautiful will happen. You will have a choice. There will be two roads to choose from. Road number one, you can say, I'm done. Then go lie down and cry in the fetal position. Or, road number two, you can say, I'm taking control. I'm going to become a lion walking around on this planet. If you choose option two and take action, you'll realize something more beautiful. You realize how much you can accomplish in your life if you walk alone and get down to business. So, you had bad things happen to you in the past? Good. Some people don't like you? Good. You're in a bad spot right now? Good. You're feeling angry? Good. These emotions are powerful. Use and channel them into that power funnel of your heart and let it pump through your veins. Let those emotions liberate you. Let it liberate you to take action in your life. Whatever it is you need to do, know this, it's possible. You can do it if you liberate your mind and take action. It's as simple as that. Change the way you think. The rest you'll figure out as you go along. Start fighting back. Take back your power. One step at a time. How do you start to move forward? You just get up and take that first step into the fight. Then, take the next step and start rebuilding your life. Become the hero of your own movie. Write a new life script. This is your power. You have the power of a king inside you. All you have to do is pick up your sword and make things happen. Start believing again. The universe will guide you, but you need to step up into the light. You must embrace the spirit of your inner warrior. Take a look around. Look around you at your job or office. Look around you in the streets. Look around you wherever you go. See how many men are walking around, cowering, with their shoulders hanging? Those men have given up without a fight. They had a choice, just like you. They came to a fork in the road and they had to choose one. They chose to pack it all up and play it safe. They saw the fight coming and chose to hide. The question for you is simple, but the most important question of your life. What are you going to do? Are you going to run or turn around and confront yourself? Your choice. The alpha way. The topic of the alpha male is something that people talk about a lot online. Women refer to some men as alpha, and men try to define what alpha means to themselves. They ask questions like, what are the qualities of an alpha male? What makes a man an alpha male? Am I an alpha male? These are the questions that many men ask themselves and others. These are also the types of questions and arguments I see online. Of course, men have their own ideas of what an alpha male is. They adapt the definition of an alpha male to make sure they fall into that category. Before we go into what I think an alpha male is, I want to say a few general things about the concept of being an alpha male. The first thing is that most men are not born a total alpha. Some are born with more natural alpha qualities and others with less, but we all have the potential to develop those qualities, if we choose to do so. There's always a set of circumstances that allows for men to develop into alpha males. Men are born with many or very few alpha male qualities, but then the qualities either get developed or suppressed. A lot of this is about the conditioning you grow up with as a toddler and into your adulthood. If your foundation is solid as a child and as a young man, then you develop those qualities and potential even more as an adult. So the good news is that at any time, you can decide to drop your beta conditioning and develop your alpha qualities. Is it easy to drop your beta conditioning? No, it's not. It's hard. But with work, you can develop those qualities. Another part of being alpha that many people miss is that being alpha does not mean you're a good or virtuous man. Alphas can be good and virtuous, or they can be dark and evil, or any place in between on the spectrum. You get alphas that are men you look up to and admire, and then there are alphas that are total douchebag alphas, but you can't deny that these douchebags are alpha. But this book is not about the ethics or qualities of different types of alphas. The point is just to point out that alphas come in different forms, the same as beta males that come in different forms. Some betas are good men, and some are evil little men that will sucker punch you from behind. If you're trying to be alpha for negative reasons or bad intentions, then this book is not for you. This book is about adding value to the world, not taking from it. The alpha mindset. The key to being alpha is your mindset, the way you see the world. The alpha mindset is not your big muscles, your achievements, or level of success. Although these things are important, they are not the key. All your achievements come from the reality that you have an alpha mindset. You developed an alpha mindset first, and then you achieved the things you wanted. Betas also achieve things in life, but it's mostly not what they want. It's mostly what they think society wants them to do. So, what is at the heart of being an alpha? The alpha male is alpha because he lives by the rules of his own reality. He is the center of his own universe. He has a code he lives by. This code is one he created for himself. He doesn't get his code from the outside world. He always rises above the mainstream mediocrity in everything he does. He walks his own path. The saddest part of many men with alpha qualities and alpha potential is that they get pulled back into the matrix and get seduced by the feminine culture and get turned into nice, obedient little betas. Why does this happen? Well, we all have the beta potential within us. Of course, some are born with a lot of beta potential, and others develop that mindset through conditioning. And others, as mentioned above, have a lot of alpha potential and choose to develop those qualities. The modern Western culture has developed into a culture that is dominated by feminist and beta values. This makes it very tempting for men to get pulled back into beta mindsets. The way we were raised plays a major role in how this potential plays out in real life. Another major part is the mainstream culture and the feminist influence in education. In modern schools and universities, the alpha male qualities are seen as a threat and are discouraged, and what the mainstream sees as dangerous must be suppressed. So many young boys with alpha potential get molded into nice betas. Many men with some alpha qualities get lost when they get married or go into relationships. They give away their sovereignty and then are shocked when their relationship ends badly. They choose to compromise on their inner alpha. When it comes to relationships and dating, many men allow women to run their lives and dominate their relationships. Rising above the mediocre. So, most alpha qualities in us get stirred or activated with our good old friend, testosterone. Testosterone is seen by many in the modern world as the enemy, but without it, no progress in the world would have been possible. So to put it in simple terms, testosterone is like gas that gets poured over the alpha spark that's already present in you. This alpha spark then turns into a fire. It's this fire that allows men to rise above the mediocre and do extraordinary things. It allows alpha males to try things, develop, and explore. Things like starting a business that most think will never work. Walking up to the most beautiful woman in the bar and starting a conversation. Getting on a plane without telling anyone and fly off to a tropical island. Investing money in companies everyone thinks is a bad idea. Speaking up when no one else will, and taking a stand when nobody else will. The alpha will do things no other man will do because alphas do what they do. Alphas don't do what other people expect of them. The alpha doesn't look around to see what everybody else is doing. Everybody else looks around to see what the alpha is doing. He lives in his own world with his own rules. So you have to find a way to go back to your alpha roots and develop them. Find your sense of risk again. Go against what everyone expects of you. And, as corny as it sounds, follow your heart or intuition. Deep down in your soul, you know if you're going in the right direction. Follow that voice of your intuition. It's truth talking. Get your self-discipline back and start embracing personal development as a way of life. Start rebuilding the way you think about reality. Read books on a wide range of topics and start building your mindset back in the direction of alpha. Build your mental strength. Have the courage to walk alone. Wake up. Contrary to what you might have been told, life is not a romantic comedy Hollywood movie. In fact, it's more likely a horror movie. Life, in and by itself, is a horror movie. The idea that there was ever a time in history where men got born into a life that was easy is a myth. For many, life is a horror movie from the start. In the modern world, most think life is a romantic comedy movie. They think life will somehow work itself out if you just let things happen. But these people, in their little protected bubbles, get a rude awakening when they realize they are vulnerable and they're in big trouble. They then freak out and look for someone to blame. They look for a way to somehow become the victim. The victim card is an easy one and a very popular one these days. It's popular because if you're a victim, then you can point at someone else. If you're a victim, then your life is not your responsibility. A lie was sold to us in Hollywood with a rom-com script. In the movie, we live happily ever without any resistance from life. But in reality, life has different ideas. Life demands that you recognize the rules of the universe or pay the price. If you choose to ignore the rules of the universe, then you wake up in a horror movie. If you don't accept the fact that things are not automatically supposed to work out, then you'll wake up in a living nightmare. A good life demands that you do the work. A great life demands a commitment to a mission of excellence. It demands that you make a choice. The universe makes it abundantly clear that we all have the same opportunity as other men. Your circumstances might be better or worse than others, but the opportunity remains the same. I've seen rich kids live the life of losers, and poor kids live the life of kings. The opportunity is still here for all of us, but the choice to use the opportunity is yours and yours alone. But the only thing that is equal is opportunity. Everything else is up to you. Guess what? Your brain did not evolve to make you happy. It evolved to help you survive in the ancient reality of our species. Happiness and success is your responsibility. Your brain just wants to survive. So success and happiness are up to you. And since you're reading this, I guess you want to be happy and successful. You want to suck all the juice out of life in the little time you have on this planet. So, we have ancient brains. We have a modern world with loads of technology. We have ancient bodies that have to resist the elements, tests, and temptations. Both the brain and body have to be managed, aligned, and coordinated in order for you to stay on the path of your mission. The good news is that the wise men before us made some notes. Notes in the form of books. It's true when they say success leaves clues. The legends of the past wrote down that if we take certain actions, we will get certain results. In general, this is the law of cause and effect. If you follow this law, then you can use its power to bend reality to your will. Your willpower will be the difference between you and the millions of average men walking on this planet. My will is extremely strong. I feed it to keep it hungry. I want it to be sharp and hungry at all times. I want it hungry. Then it will go after the goals and objectives that I set for it. To keep your will hungry, remind yourself of the pain that waits for you if you don't take action. Remind your will of the horror movie that waits if you don't take action. So, cause and effect will guide you. And if you learn the principles of winning, you will be unstoppable. If your iron will is guided by self-discipline, you will be an unstoppable force. But to unleash these powerful forces, you need to commit. If you're a cornered animal right now, then good. If you feel like you've been punched in the mouth, then good. I get it. I've been there. I've been in the deepest mental holes that you can imagine. I'm not telling you to impress you. I'm telling you to let you know that I've been there. I know how bad things can get, but I also know it's possible to get out. But like I mentioned before, you have to commit. You have to choose to make a change. You have to decide to fight back against the forces of the universe. These forces are here to test us, to test the depths of our spirit, the depths of our hearts. It wants to see what you do when you're forgotten, when you're written off as a loser, when you're written off as someone that will never make it. This is the test. How do you react when all the odds are against you? Do you crawl into a corner and cry? Or do you slowly get to your feet and say, "Fuck this. This changes now"? If you do, that life changes. Commit to building a life that you will love. Commit to creating a reality for yourself that is a dream, but a dream that you never want to leave. All you have to do is get up. Get up and make a choice. This has been Alpha Mindset, a guide for men. How to build self-confidence, dream big, overcome fear, and build better relationships. Written by John Winters, narrated by Russell Newton. Copyright 2021 by John Winters. Production copyright by John Winters.